Okay, first things first, let's get us some GIF. Let's get some GIF. Using Pateus. That's going to be the best method, and I like to do a refresh sometimes just to make sure. Sometimes the refresh seems to be the way to go. We're waiting. We're waiting. I hope y'all can see this. I'll find out when I replay this later on. Be like, I was sharing a black screen the entire time. Everybody left. I'm an idiot. Well, way to go on that. That's not working. Try this again. All right. I definitely did get a better rate. Okay, we're going to spend 3 million. We started with 3,311,000 PLS. So swap failed. That's what happens when you're live. And I don't even care what the price is, because this thing right now, in the words of Axis, unchartable. Okay, one more time here. Let's see if we can get this done. It always takes a little while. And you're always sitting there going, is it going to work? Is it going to work? All right, success swapped. 1,600 GIF. Let's look at the GIF chart right now. Good Lord. Moved up again. 1862. I just kicked the table if that whole thing vibrated. Can you all see me? Is anyone there? Oh, here we go. Rain Man. You can hear me loud and clear. Okay, awesome. Okay, so that's the wrong screen. Now that we have GIF, we're going to mint it into PGIF. And if you're asking me why I'm not going to swap it right away, because this is the flywheel. If you buy GIF, mint it into PGIF. Okay, it only costs 10 per. So we're doing 1,603, which means we're going to do a 16,000 mint fee on top of the 3 million that we spent. Don't worry, I got the numbers right here. So anyway, you buy the GIF, you burn it when you mint the GIF, when you mint the PGIF. So it completely disappears and we destroy it forever. So if you're going to buy the GIF, you may as well mint it into the PGIF to help the flywheel and make this thing even rarer. All right, so now we got our PGIF. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Okay. Everybody see me? All right, we're good. By the way, that's Yosemite. That's strange. That's Yosemite behind me. I just lost that. Share screen. This is my first time. Hang in there. Okay, this is how you're going to exit single-sided. I just went way too fast. You're going to go to the 9mm website. The website is dex.9mm.pro. You're going to go to pools. From pools, you're going to go to add liquidity. You're going to start with PLS, and then you're going to move into whatever you're going to sell. And if this is Uniswap, it would start as Ethereum, and then you would change it to TitanX or whatever you're going to sell. Not to say that people who are watching this stream are in TitanX. You never know. Okay. So on this, it already has the 1% fee tier selected for me. Sometimes it doesn't. you want the 1% fee tier. That basically tells you how much you're going to get. So right over here, right there, change that. Change it to view prices in PLS. That's going to make it much easier. So it says the current price right now on the market is $18.52. So with this right here, these are the ranges. So if you want to provide liquidity in ranges, if you understand what that is, this is how you do it. The tighter the range, the better the fees you get. The tighter the range, the more likely it'll go out of range. That's not what we're really talking about. We're going to do a single-sided exit. So what we want to do is we want to sell that PGIF that we just bought, but we don't want to sell it on the market, because if you sell it on the market, it's going to dump the price. And say later on, you got like $100,000 worth of PGIF and you want to sell it and you don't want to tank the price of PGIF for everybody else, or maybe for yourself because you have $200,000 worth of PGIF and you only want to sell half of it right now and you don't want to tank the price. This is what you're going to do. You're going to do single-sided liquidity, and more specifically, you're going to do a single-sided exit. So the price is $18.52 right now. Sorry, zooming out and zooming in. So we're just going to change this to go north of $18.52. Now, unfortunately, I don't think you can make it exactly what you want. They have sort of a set range and proportionality. Yeah, okay. So you're going to have to do whatever it selects as the next range up. So the next range up from 1852 or 1855 now is 1881. Now, let's hypothetical and go back to, you're going to single side exit for the purpose of exiting your position. You want to make a range. If you do something like this, it's going to make a massive sell wall. And if you make $100,000 that you want to exit, that means that $100,000 has to punch through this wall to break on through. So if you set a larger range, not only will you fill your exit at this initial price, but you'll fill the end of it at this price. So you get a much better overall price than if you were going to just market sell it in the first place. Now, you may in the future have to do technical analysis and look at the chart, but for right now, we're on a forever up chart. So I'm going to do this for the purpose of arbing, and that would be the range that I would set right there. So we're at 1857. We're already moving up into the range right now. 1857 is the current price. We're going to sell our PGIF right there, maximum, sell it all. And we're going to sell it in between this range right here. So we're going to get better than this 1881 price. So that's your arbitrage right there. So if we bought in at lower than 1857, even if we bought in right now at 1857 and it cost us that, here's our sell range. So this is a single-sided exit. We're going to enable the GIF. Don't ever let it do that. Change it to the max, which is what you're actually selling. Just seems appropriate. You don't want to give anyone the ability ever to take all of your shit. So I'm enabling it right now. And I would give a piece of advice when it comes to doing this. It says transaction receipt received. See how it's still pending? It acted like it was done. Don't ever click into the next transaction while your MetaMask shows that it's still pending. All right, now it's confirmed. Now we'll move on. That's how you get a stuck transaction. If you start the next one while the MetaMask is still in traction, good luck with the nonce replacement. That is a nail biter. Okay, so here we are. We're going to place it. Here's our final check. Right now it's at 1858. We're going to sell between 1881 and 1919. So that's a clear profit. We can all see that. And the whole point of this is there's zero slippage. There's going to be a zero price dump as the price moves up into this range. It's just going to fill through our order. We'll get exactly what we want. We won't have any slippage, and we'll actually make a little bit of fees on top of it. I mean a little, because I didn't put that much. But say you put $100,000 up and you put it on a fairly decent range, as it sells through that $100,000, you're going to get maybe 1,000 or more in fees. It could quite possibly be that. So, all right, there we go. We are now set. And then click on pools just to double check. All right, there we go. Oh, we're already active. We're already in range. I set that thing and it jumped. Here's our forever up coin. Good Lord. See, and now these guys are market selling. That's a market sell right there, live in action. So if this guy who bought places a single side exit, then this would just be a green candle, green candle, green candle. So let's go back to that. So I've already made 17 cents in fees. That's kind of funny. So when this gets up to 1919, we will be in all PLS. And as you can see right there, we already have $26 worth of PLS because we're already in range. You can ignore that APR because that's an annual percentage rate on the hypothetical that you have enough in there that it survives all year long and you make it at the same rate that you're making right now. Never going to happen. So, all right. Oh, and if you want to collect fees, say you have a gargantuan amount and you put it up in a decent range and you're like, maybe at the end of the year, it'll sell. Okay. And then you check back 2 months later and you're like, oh my God, I got like $10,000 worth of fees. You can just collect the fees and the liquidity stays. And then if you want, you can add those fees right back into the liquidity. And that's how you start compounding. That's some wild shit. Be careful with that, because if you compound all your fees and then your asset goes down, well, then you just lost all those fees and the value in your asset. There we are. We're all filled. We spent $3 million. $3 million. In my fucking dreams, I spent $3 million. 3 million PLS. And we got back 3,048,000 PLS. Plus we got another 28,000 PLS and an extra GIF there on the side. So that's not too shabby. I might have zoomed in improperly there. Okay, so let's go ahead, and all we're going to do now is we're going to remove it. And I'm going to go to max. We're going to remove the entire thing because we're now out of range. And it's going to give you a summary at the end. This is your single side exit, and then this is what you earned in fees. So we're going to get an extra almost GIF and a third, PGIF and a third to sell, along with we earned 23 extra thousand in PLS fees. So I'm going to claim this. Transaction submitted. I'm always dancing to like a song in my own head here, so just, don't mind me. Okay, transaction receipt says it's there. Check the MetaMask, and it's there. Good to go. Okay, so we made our arbitrage. We let's go ahead and close that down. And then let me open up a new one here. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here, but I'm basically going to start the next arbitrage. And we're just going to keep this thing going. So share screen. Share. Switch over to GIF, and let's start this over again. So there you see right there, by the way, 3,300,066. So we started with 3.311 and we now have 3.366. So there's our arbitrage. We sold it and we did not dump the price of the chart at all. So I'm doing math in my head. That's why I got quiet. Oh, yeah. Not that much. There we go. Okay. If I was zoomed in improperly there, I'm sorry. I'm learning this, that the screen I'm seeing is not necessarily the screen you're seeing. So let me just double check there. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. So let's go ahead and swap 3.15 million GIF, 3.15 million PLS. I'm just saying all kinds of wrong words today. It's been a long day. All right. Submitted. Now it says it's swapped. I don't believe it until I see it in my map. Okay, cool. We're all swapped, ready to go. Now I'm going to close this down. And last time, what I failed to show you was the minting of the PGIF. So share screen one more time. All right. Now we're going to take our GIF and we're going to turn it into the PGIF. Why am I turning it into the PGIF? Because by turning the GIF into the PGIF, technically I have the same thing because they're tied to each other and they move almost in tandem. But I'm actually making it more valuable because I'm burning the GIF by creating the by minting it. I'm sorry. By minting the PGIF, I'm burning the GIF away. And that's a really big deal because there's 1 billion possible GIF. There technically would be only 1 billion possible PGIF, but you got to burn them one for one. So in the end, there's only going to be 500,000 of these things at the very, very end. Okay. Now we have, oh, I just did it there. See, it said it was done. So I jumped on to the next thing. You verify in your MetaMask that it's actually done. Okay. Now we're going to mint. And we're just going to start maybe a series of arbitrage cycles, and we're going to see how far we can get this up. I'm only going to do this once every couple days. But hopefully we'll see over time the power of this arbitrage. And if you were doing this all day, every day, what you could possibly be getting out of this. So in a second here, it's going to mint our PGIF. All right. Now that GIF is gone. It's out of the system, which makes everything more valuable. So now we're going to single side put up that PGIF that we just bought. So I'm going to sell it all. But I'm not going to market sell it, which means I'm not going to affect the actual price. I'm not going to create a red candle. I'm going to be a good steward to the system that I'm in, and I'm going to keep it going. So remember, view prices in PLS. The current price is $19.39. We're almost getting into modern times here. $19.39, and the next move up I can take is oops, I'm sorry. $19.57. We're into the nuclear age. Okay, let's get that down. Okay, so we're going to single side exit all the PGIF between 1957 and 2037. So we're going to enable that. You can't have all of it, even though that is actually what I'm doing. I just don't want this forever approval on my part of the blockchain saying that I approved a billion PGIF to get spent away. No. 1,597 at a time. All right, now we're going to add it. And this is the second round of arbitrage. I just did what I always said not to do. Let's see if I don't bite myself in the ass with that. Okay, good. So we're all submitted. And there's our next range. Okay, so round 2 of arbitrage is right here. We're at 1939 right now. We're at the start of World War II. And we're going to sell 1957 and 2037. So that is the next range that we will sell at. And it won't produce any red candles. It'll just be a green candle. So let me close down that. Oh man, I hope I shared that screen. Fuck. I don't think I shared that screen. Let me share the screen one more time just to double check. I hope I shared that. I don't think I did. Okay. Damn it. Okay. If you're just getting here now, hopefully you fast forwarded through the last part. Here is the single side range that we made. We're going to sell between 1957 and 2037. It's at 1939 right now. So this is the second round of arbitrage. My bad. See, I can't quite figure out why it does that, but I noticed that it switches in between the screens. I'm thinking in my head and I'm talking out loud on some other thought train. I realized that as I'm switching in between the screens, I have to individually trigger it each time. And I think what I did was I didn't trigger it on the last round. So hopefully I can show you this one more time just to double check. Now let's share that screen. Right. Share. Okay. There we go. Okay. So there's our range. 1957 to 2037. It's currently at 1939. So we'll sell when it goes in this range.